Predatory lending is giving a loan to someone who doesn't appear to be able to repay it. There are a couple of motives for doing it. One is to take control of the finances of the individual or group that the loan was made to. The other is just short-term gain. Let's look at the model for austerity and the motive behind it. This is debt-based economics. In global economics, it's currently the IMF that enforces it. A loan is given by a central bank to a country that won't likely be able to repay it for some reason or another, and the result is the country winds up being beholden to that central bank. The IMF then protects that central bank and allows that central bank to take charge of that particular country's finances. It's a little more complicated, but that's the basics of austerity. Now let's look at the corporate model. Investment is made in a large company, and the company is beholden to the investors. The investors are compensated with quarterly returns. Since the notional value increases over time, the company can never really afford to buy their way out of the agreement. There just is no exit strategy. Short-term gains were the motive for predatory home loans. They sustained the returns on mortgage bonds. It was market manipulation that was bait and switch with respect to interest rates that eventually crashed the market. The educational system in the U.S. is borrowing from the future for short-term gain. The returns on education are out of balance with the costs concerning its finance and interest accrued. Now millennials in the U.S. are choosing between post-grad education and families. The motives for predatory lending give some insight into what happened in Greece in the 2000s and what might happen to Ukraine as they run up a large debt fighting a war with Russia. It also helps to understand the corporate model and how markets get inflated. Understanding that notional value has nothing to do with balancing of books, but rather what someone might pay to invest in products and services is key to understanding how it results in economic dysfunction. All of the motives are pathologically competitive.